Hey everyone, welcome to Afterwards. Let's talk about the Temple of Zhao. That was an example of me not really, I guess I just hoped they wouldn't go there. So I wasn't prepped, which is why it was kind of a wall for them to not pass. But additionally, I just wanted to really let them in on the window of chaos that is Zhao and the followers. Like, they're just, they are almost, they're chaos for chaos's sake. And Osulax is certainly doing a bigger and better job than any of them ever could hope. So that was interesting. I had a bunch of like names for people there and stuff too, but it just kind of ended up, I didn't want them to talk to Beathoth because I don't want them to know if she's good or bad yet, because honestly, I haven't made that distinction yet. Like, does she approve of what Osulax is doing, or is she against it? And I don't have the answer to that question yet. So that was really bad on me, and I feel really bad about that for creating a wall. I finally gave Christine the secret message to push them in the right direction. I rolled on my new stupid Dungeon Master screen. I rolled on the quick finds table for a D12, and I got a 10, which is a secret message. And so I thought, all right, I'll just, I'll send him in that direction. So that was fine. It happened. We went beyond it. We took a week off last week. Last week, just to give you a timeline, was the Super Bowl. And so we took a week off for that. And so that kind of having the week off, while it was nice, it also meant that we were all a little rusty coming back, especially because we haven't done combat in even longer. So it was kind of like remembering how to combat and remembering like how to jump right in and take the plot hooks and remember exactly what happened last week. We'll have no problem this time, or next week, jumping right back in. So we then, Temple of Zhao, then we went to the Pentagon and the Iron Knights. That was kind of just a twist that when I was like dreaming up the Iron Knights, it's like, what if they, like, it's so cool there's these automatons. It's like, well, what if they aren't? What if they aren't anymore? The really sad part is at the end of this episode, they gave, or I guess at the beginning of the next episode, they will give the map to Alistair, who's named after one of our community members. I didn't try to do the accent, so don't get on me for that. The accent went in and out, kind of an Irish, kind of half-not thing. So it went in and out. But anyway, they're going to give them the map to the working Peacekeeper, but they definitely destroyed the hell out of that thing. It's actually really sad that, like, Vel crushed it and they stabbed the gears into it so it stopped working. So they're going to have a bad time when they find these things. But maybe they will find one that's working. There was that deactivated one. Maybe it just needs to be turned on. Rasper took the Bliss, which was super cool. I was waiting for that to come back, especially because I like that Bliss isn't going away. It's still very much a part of the world, even though we're not in Easterton. He can take it, and it's going to be a story element here coming up. So that was great. The fight was fun. I really liked the zones, being able to jump between them without really too much difficulty. It just goes to show, like, movement is only really important if it's relative, and you got to throw the rules out the window, because I didn't want them to, like, have to run across this big empty space. I just wanted it to feel neat, and we got really cool moments of Jamie, like, jumping from place to place, and we got Vel using his jets like Iron Man, and some pole vaulting, and letting Christine huck the javelin through the harpy, and like, it was a lot of fun. It was very cinematic, but it did also feel like there were different spaces they had to move from. I didn't ever feel like it was too easy for them to do the whole thing. It timed out about right for them to have stopped all the things by the time they finished the battle. Moorish Greybar, we finally learned what happened to another member of the Gold Groob expedition. he obviously was maddened, like the rest of his boys that went missing. So a moment of silence for Morsh Greyworm, who's floating off into space somewhere. Maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't. I'm also glad that he was the target for taking that water. Hopefully they won't go back there. That was kind of a loose thread that I wanted to get cleaned up as soon as possible. And it happened in a really good way, because that's sort of like a thing that I've established. The water works, but you know, who are they going to use it on? Thank goodness it was someone like him and not someone like the king. Although that would have been freaking epic if they are talking to some king that they don't like and they splash water on him and he just floats up into the air. Yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good session. It got a little bit tense. It was kind of a little bit of a rustier one. But, you know, in the end, it was some good combat and we had some good moments. Ran a little long. I think because we were slow on the upstart, and we had a lot of table talk, like as far as side comments, which is funny for you guys, but it also just makes our episodes run a little bit longer. Speaking of things running long, this afterwards feels like it's gone on for long enough. Thanks for watching. I will see you on Monday for more Threshold, and